The rain has started to fall here in North Mankato, and we are at 47 degrees right now. How long will this rain last, and what will your Easter Sunday look like? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. See the greens on the radar, and that's indicating all rain falling throughout most of the viewing area, but we do see some of the darker greens, and that's indicating some heavier rain falling in those areas. And that is also where we could see a quarter to a half inch, or maybe even a little bit more of rainfall moving through the rest of tonight. But just look off to the west side there on the back side of the system pushing in, and we see some blue and a little bit of pink trying to mix in the far southwestern portion of the viewing area, and that is some mixed precipitation, even some wet snow falling in those areas. Rain has started to fall in southern Minnesota. I'll tell you how much to expect and how that's going to affect your Easter Sunday plans coming up. For most of us, it was just a cloudy day out there, depending on where you were. Maybe a couple of drips here and there, but really nothing significant. It is spring, which means it's time for some baseball. Iowa Cubs tonight at 7:05 at Principal Park. 54 degrees for the temperature with winds out of the south at 10. Those rain showers end by Monday morning. We'll look for 81 for our high, 78 and sunny skies on Tuesday. Maybe a couple of showers and thunderstorms come Wednesday and Thursday, but then we start to warm back up on Friday, getting up into those low to middle 80s with some more thunderstorm chances by the beginning of next weekend. Rain there, we push it on off by 4 o'clock in the morning. Southwest Minnesota is dry, and by sunrise, pretty much everyone except for the far northeastern portion of the viewing area will be dry, and the clouds are starting to push their way out as well. By 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you got it, clear skies, and we are going to stay that way all the way through Monday. A few clouds as we start out the day on Sunday. By the early afternoon, the front starts getting closer to us. Maybe a chance at a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, but most of those are not going to be very long-lived. The main event starts pushing its way through right around 9 o'clock. Now, this model maybe a little bit on the slow side. So far for the month of October, we're at 91 100ths of an inch, most of that coming between late Thursday night and early this morning. And the last time we had a rainfall over 1/10 of an inch was back on September 24th. So definitely some much needed rain across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. As far as the radar goes here, the heaviest rain that we're still seeing is north of Mankato, and that has been slowly working its way off to the east and northeast throughout the afternoon, and that will continue to do so as we move through the rest of tonight. This light blue area off to the west is actually some heavy wet snow that is falling in southwest Minnesota. That is going to stay well off to our west overnight tonight, so definitely nothing we have to be concerned about throughout most of southern Minnesota. So with the 12-hour loop there, you can see how the rain is moving slowly off to the east-northeast, and it will continue to do so as we move through the rest of the overnight hours before it finally tapers off very early on Sunday morning. This afternoon was definitely one of those ones to keep the water and maybe even just hang on out inside, put in some movies, what have you. And most of us even stayed dry and sunny except for portions of Palo Alto and Kossuth counties where we had a severe thunderstorm pop up earlier this afternoon. And it has since moved out of the area, but as it moved through, it quickly dropped right around 2 inches of rain in portions of those two counties. But ever since then, it has moved off to the south, leaving behind some very high, thin and muggy looking clouds, all thanks to our dew points at 68 degrees still, so definitely on the uncomfortable side, and the temperature is still in the upper 80s here in Mankato. We're still seeing 90s off to the west, and that is going to be our trend through the rest of the weekend as well. And another look at the local temperatures, our cool point at 82 in Algona, warming all the way up to 91 here at this hour in Marshall. When we factor in the humidity, we start talking the heat index once again, and we're still very much on the high side, 93 degrees in Owatonna, and stepping out the door in Worthington, still feeling like 98 degrees here this evening. So there's our clouds from this afternoon. They will continue to push out of the area overnight tonight. We'll see some general clearing, but we still have that chance at seeing a pop-up shower and maybe a light thunderstorm moving through the very early hours on Sunday. And that's all thanks to this warm front that's going to slowly push its way out of the area. Our next system moves in tomorrow evening and into the overnight ahead of the cold front, and some of those storms could be strong to severe at times, with wind and hail being our biggest threats. So we'll start off late tonight here, and we have those clouds, maybe a pop-up shower or two, especially off to our south overnight tonight. But then we see right around 7:30 tomorrow night, our next line starts pushing into western Minnesota, and that's going to gradually work its way in our direction overnight tomorrow night. And again, some of those could be strong to severe at times. 70 degrees overnight tonight with a stray shower, not completely out of the equation, but for the most part, we should stay dry throughout the night tonight. 91 and warm and sunny once again on Sunday, with that chance for those strong to severe storms moving in late tomorrow night. Those will linger through the early hours on Monday, and we might have a chance at a pop-up shower or two again Monday afternoon, but overall we will stay dry, and we start to cool our temperatures down. 82 on Monday. Then look at that, the middle of the week, down into the 70s, and we're going to be staying there all the way through the rest of the work week, and we'll start warming it back up again to start the beginning of next weekend.